Hey, remember a couple of days ago when I said this? And this is something I'm gonna add in the next video, making conditional effect wrappers so that certain effects only happen based on other conditionals. Well, that's done now, so let's talk about it. Alright, so this is what I wanted going in. I wanted instant effects to not only do damage and stuff that it already is doing, but I also wanted it to have like other properties that could trigger other effects. So like a chance effect where you roll a number and you need to hit a certain number for another effect to pop off, or like you need to wear a certain hat to get a certain effect to trigger, stuff like that. I wanted instant effects to be able to contain other instant effects. But then Mr. Crab here comes and says, no, actually you can't do that because all of your enums need to be a fixed size. For example, your add condition effect is taking up the most space inside your instant effect enum, so every instant effect enum variant needs to take up that much space too. And you can see the issue here is that when you put an instant effect inside an instant effect, what the heck is the size? Well, it's infinite, because that's infinite recursion. So Crab says, no, don't do that. And I say, yes, whatever. So what if I, instead of putting a whole instant effect in it, put like a box, a Rust box, which is a heap allocated pointer thing for an instant effect. Rust says, yes, that's all good. That's how we usually solve infinite type recursion in Rust. Very good. But then Mr. SpacetimeDB comes and says, no, I recognize what you're doing, and because of our schema stuff that I don't really understand myself, you cannot do that. We still detect there's an infinite recursion going on, and when we want to do a schema thing, it's a no, bad. Okay, so how do I solve this? Well, I found a few solutions. So solution one, doing the good SpacetimeDB thing and putting all my effects into tables. So I would have like, this would be a table struct where I have ID for every effect. This is basically the same thing I do for skills and conditions. I have an ID, which is a UUID. I have the actual data, and for effects, I need to actually be able to know the owner of the effect. It's a lot of extra data, but it sounds good at first. So it's okay, maybe. But it's kind of rough to work with, and there's a lot of lookup overhead because you need to like get the indices, and it's all stored in a table, sure, but it would be nice to have the data closer to the actual cause of the effect execution, right? Like next to the skill or whatever. And there's some cloning annoyances, so because when I recalculate skills, I copy the whole oncast vector thing. So having to actually like make sure that all the contained effects get duplicated and with their correct ID and linking to the correct skill, and like deleting them afterwards when I do another recalc, it's kind of annoying. So, well, maybe we can do this, but let's explore some more solutions, okay? We could do an effect tree in vectors. So you could put all your effects inside a vector, and we start every effect execution with effect number 0, and this happens to be like a conditional effect, and if true, activate the index 1 effect in this vector, which is an actual do damage. Okay, this is kind of cool. Like you can do nested effects. You can say that, oh, if you roll a heads, activate index 1, and if you roll tails, activate index 2. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Problems, it's always heap allocated now because it has to be in vectors. Not great. Vectors everywhere. My oncast would look like this, so there'd be vectors in vectors, and disgusting. Indices could very easily be misused. You might do an out-of-bound index accidentally. You might reorder stuff without taking into account what you already put in a conditional effect. Oh boy. And each effect execution, whenever I execute like effect 0, I would then need to also like understand that I want to activate another effect and then go back into this vector and find that index. It's kind of like it could be done, sure. Like it's a valid solution, but it's not great. So where did I put this? Solution 3. We have an outer instant effect wrapper. So we will put everything into an outer like effect wrapper, which could be just a plain instant effect, or it could be another type of effect wrapper which could contain an instant effect. That's pretty cool, but you cannot do infinite nesting of effect wrappers this way like you could in the other solutions. You could only have an instant effect and an optional wrapper that actually covers an instant effect, because you can't nest. You can do infinite recursion of whatever this is, just as you can't do an infinite recursion of whatever this is, right? Not great, but it will still be value semantics as before with just copying instant effects. Pretty nice. Very easy to understand in my opinion. It's just a little lightweight wrapper around a regular instant effect, which we're used to. Modifiers work with a very few changes, because you just need to add to the modifiers, do I modify the wrapper itself, or do I modify the instant effect that could be contained inside? Pretty good. So that's what I went with, obviously, because this one has positives. Crazy, right? So this is what I wanted to have before, but this is what I have now. Okay, so I have effects, which could be instant effect wrappers or any other type of cool wrapper. So I have a chance effect already implemented and a weighted effect, so I could have multiple effects based on some weight. These are all RNG based. I haven't added conditional effects yet or any other type of wrappers, but I've got my proof of concept done basically. And then anything else like effect tickers wouldn't need to like directly start instant effects, but could do conditional effect wrappers as well. All right, let me show you an example. So here I have like a basic attack. I added a chance wrapper to this, so now this has a 0% chance to deal damage. Very cool. So I cast and I rolled a 0.4. I added this cool new chat system, by the way, so the server can now add chat messages to a specific channel, which is very handy. But this 48% whatever is not lower than 0, so that didn't trigger. But I have an effect modifier that sets my chance to 100. So now I have a 100% chance to deal 10 damage. And it works. Fantastic. I rolled a 99 even. Pretty good. Also have this weighted roll tester. So this one has a weight of 2 to do 10 damage and a weight of 1 to add a condition thing. So if I throw this at it, I roll a 1.6 out of 3, which is within the 2 weight of the damage. Very cool. If I roll over 2, yeah, you can see adds a condition. Very nice. Okay. Ending the video with a level up. Very cool. I'm so skilled at this game. Jesus Christ. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like these like smaller videos. Please join my Discord and goodbye.